Previously on Tales from the 20 side.
Appearing in the clearing was the ice mephit known as Izos, and she put up quite a fight, bringing Otto to the point of unconsciousness and possible death.
Alwyn will rush over, put a hand on his healing tools, then think, actually, better play safe than sorry, and will go into his backpack and take out a minor healing potion, which he will pour down Otto's throat.
You look up into the trees and you see what looks to be a structure in one of the trees.
Well, the last time we investigated something like that, it had a creepy doll.
Otto, if there's another doll in this one, set fire to it.
As you peek out of the hut, you can see quite a large black bear.
It's all right, we're being quiet.
It roars in pain at the injuries that it's been dealt and begins to shuffle off into the forest. Of coffee before we go. Right, welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 side, Pathfinder 2nd edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom. I am your GM for this and for many other games on this podcast, and I'm joined by our regular cast members of Mr. Stu Jackson.
Hello.
Mr. Neil Kelly.
Hello.
And Mr. Darren Mafucci.
Hey up.
Welcome back, folks. Everybody have a nice tea break?
Yeah,
It was good, thank
Sorry.
you.
always nice.
Nice cup of coffee.
What's our
late at night?
What's our hot drink of choice between recording sessions?
I've got a lovely mug of brew.
Ooh,
Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire tea, proper tea.
You know it's not grown in Yorkshire, don't you? This is
What?
this is something that was in the news recently. A lot of people are very outraged to find out that Yorkshire tea is not
Disgusted.
made in...
It's political
not grown
correctness
in
gone mad.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire born in Yorkshire bred, strong in arm.
Yeah.
And I'm a Yorkshireman, so I can say that.
Okay. Not sure that's how that works. There we go. Yeah, I've got a lovely cup of black coffee in an attempt to stave off the last of last night's hangover.
All right.
You had a hangover at night.
Drinking last night.
Yes, well, last night, early morning. It's become something of a Friday night tradition in lockdown, where I'll get together with some friends, we'll do a pub quiz, and then we'll get really drunk and just chat shit until 3-4 in the morning.
Isn't that the same as your Saturday night tradition, your Sunday night tradition, your Monday night tradition, so on and so forth?
I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny that fact.
I haven't had a drink since like near the beginning of lockdown. Not a drop
Really?
of alcohol. Yeah.
You've got a lot of catching up to do.
I know it's going to be tough when I go back to Nottingham and see everybody.
Yeah, you didn't feel like taking advantage of Super Spreading Saturday.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm lucky because back in Nottingham I know a few people that run pubs, so I'll be able to go to the pub and it will be like a select few of people. So it won't be like an open to the public pub. It'll be like a nice little quiet, private sort of loft
Socially
type of
distanced.
thing.
I've got friends in Nottingham. One of them works in a pub. He's a chef, and the other has they all have kind of their own little secret pubs that they go to that they know nobody else will go to. So I think they all went out for a very quiet celebratory drink today, very very safely practiced and stuff. But yeah, no, they definitely avoided all the big places.
Yeah, I dread
that's
to think what like state some people are in by this time.
Well, didn't the pubs open at 6 a.m? Did I read that somewhere?
6 a.m. and they're fucking calling it like Super Saturday, like it's some sort of big celebration.
Yeah.
Worth putting that in context for our listeners. So today, as we're recording, is the day that the pub's reopened.
4th of July.
Just so you know.
4th of July.
Yeah. But it's funny you guys talk about having friends in Nottingham because I'm originally from Doncaster. So, of course, I don't have any friends in Nottingham at all.
In fact, many enemies.
Oh, yeah.
Quite the opposite.
But now you've got the world's oldest pub in Nottingham, haven't you? The Old Trip.
There's a little bit. I think it's the Old Trip, but then there's also the Sal and the Bell that all claim to be the oldest pubs in Nottingham. The Trip's a really nice boozer.
It is. I've been in it many times. And isn't that the place, though, that before they went on the Crusades, all the knights came in to get drunk before going off and murdering Muslims for not being Christians?
Yes. Yeah. It's also where we filmed. We did some filming in the caves under the Sal, which is one of the ones that claims to be one of the oldest pubs in Nottingham. There's some nice cave systems around there.
Oh, is that Carpet Fitters and Cannibals?
Cannibals and Carpet Fitters available on Amazon Prime.
Cannibals and Carpet. I'm sorry. I get it wrong way around. Yes, Cannibals and Carpet Fitters.
Yeah.
Sorry, to me the Carpet Fitters are the most important part, so that's first in the title.
It's a proper trade.
Yeah.
Not like cannibalism, that's just a fetish.
That's a
pastime.
A hobby, yeah. and the two aren't incompatible, really.
Yeah, but if any listeners want to check out that film, it's on Prime.
Nice. Cannibals and Carpet Fitters.
Yeah.
Starring our very own Darren Mavucci.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Okay.
And you might get an international audience from this, because I'm finding out very recently, we're talking about places like Doncaster and Nottingham, and do you realise a quarter of our listenership are in the United States of America?
Are they really? Well, in that case,
yeah.
happy Independence Day to all you folks across the pond.
Happy Independence from us Day.
Happy America Day.
Yeah, overthrowing the monarchy and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, moving very swiftly.
Oh dear. It's like Stu, speaking of the analytics and stuff, when we were first doing this, didn't you say we had somebody listening in Iran? Are they still listening? Do you know? Can you tell?
We did have someone listening in Iran. You're absolutely right. That person has listened to a couple more episodes.
Hey, at least we didn't scare them off.
No, well, they've listened to 3 episodes. So.
And how should we greet an Iranian? Is it salam, as you would with a...
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, yeah.
Wa alaikum assalam. There you go.
Okay.
I believe, yeah, it is, yeah.
Anyway, linguistics aside, I think we should get back on with the game, folks.
We should.
Indeed.
All right, so 3 of you, Olwyn Templeton, Brother Amos, and Otto von Niederschläger, have been traversing the border wood in search of this mysterious Teb Notton, and you think you're finally starting to get close. Having just survived, seems to be an attempted ambush or assassination attempt by the mephit known as Izos. You hold up in a nearby treehouse to kind of catch your breath and cure your wounds and all that sort of stuff. Whilst you were doing so, you found a treehouse, as mentioned, inside of which there was a whole lot of nothing. There was a satchel containing a number of vials of liquid and a compass of some description, and you rested here. And whilst you were doing so, you attracted the attention of a bear that was roaming the forest. By staying up on the platform and with some expert archery skills from Olwyn and a bit of lightning from Otto for good measure, you were able to drive the animal away. And yeah, after that point, you rested a little bit longer, fixed some of your injuries, and as we bring you back in, the 5 of you have just touched down from the treehouse and begun to make your way back into the forest. So, adventurers, what would you like to do?
Is Lady Argentia going to lead the way? Or Tenpenny. Is Tenpenny going to lead
yes.
the way? Should we just follow her lead?
Tenpenny is going to lead the way as she has been doing this whole time, and she reiterates her warning that from this point on the snow will start getting quite deep. So just something to be aware of there. And yeah, so a quick note. In the break we just had, we sorted out Otto's hit points. So he now has the correct hit point max. And there was also another round of healing that took place before they left the treehouse. So Otto is now feeling much perkier than he was. But go on, sorry.
No, I say not 100%, but 96%. Actually, 92%.
Quick maths.
Yes.
Either way, yes, you.
He's a math magician.
Math magician. Now there's an idea for a class that I'd like to play. Math magician. Just to go off on a tangent, I think that actually was a possibility in Pathfinder First Edition. I think there were certain feats you could take that basically let you use the power of prime numbers to cast spells for free, which sounds ridiculous.
Fantastic.
Anyway, moving on with our game. So the five of you begin picking up the trail once again. And the snow that was coming down quite thickly beforehand does not seem to have let up. It's really starting to blow in your faces quite heavily at this point. Not to the point where it's considered a blizzard, but this is really quite heavy snowfall coming down in this area of the forest. And yeah, Tenpenny starts to lead you through the trees back towards the trail. And as she'd warned you a couple of times, the snow really is beginning to get quite thick. It's starting to come as high as your knees in some places. It's really slowing down your travel pace. Everybody is moving at half speed currently, just so you're aware. Okay, and after perhaps 45 minutes of sort of trudging through this snow, Tenpenny calls you all to a stop, and she sort of gestures to you to kind of huddle in with her just for a brief moment, and she says to you, all right, so we're real close to the place where Teb Notton is. It's just up this hill here. And she indicates a small rise that's curving round to the left as it seems to be going up quite a sharp incline. Yeah, up there there's a few things that you should know about. And she grabs a stick from a nearby tree and starts sketching in the snow a very crude map of this sort of area, and she draws out what looks to be a small trail. So yeah, if you imagine kind of a box in the southeast corner, she draws a small gap in the tree line. So this is where we'll enter the place. As you get past that tree line, there's these 4 igloos, kind of arranged around a central point. Off to the right from there, there's a small cave or something. I think that's where Teb Notton spends a lot of his time when he's not out by the portal. That's where he came out of when he met us that one time. And then beyond that, well, you'll see for yourself. But there's this big swirling mass of light surrounded by looks to be icicles of some kind.
I don't like the sound of that. And where is this? Is this in front of the cave, or is this through the cave?
No. So the pillar the pillar of light is more to it's kind of just west of these igloos. The cave is a bit to the north.
Right.
I've seen when we were there were quite a few of these flying blue skinned things moving around, but I don't know what else you've fought in the forest, but I get the sense you might have already taken care of a few of them.
They're not easy to deal with, these things. And which direction are we approaching from?
You're approaching. We'll
From
call
the
it the southeast on the map.
Southeast. Our approach.
Okay. So what's your plan here? Do you want to just go in guns blazing, or do we want to try and sneak around?
Where do we need to get to? Into the cave?
Possibly, as I say, when I came here with the captain, that's where Teb Notton came from. But I'm told he also spends a lot of time just wandering around by the light.
And who is in these igloos? Are these all Teb Notton's acolytes?
Damned if I know. I've not been inside them. See, if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say that's where those fairy folk live. But not certain.
If we sneak around them, the danger is that there will be a hue and cry, and then suddenly our escape is cut off by the people we sneaked around.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, that's a possibility.
So,
well, I'm less inclined towards the all guns blazing thing because, first of all, I don't know what a gun is.
It's a gun. It's like a crossbow, but rather than an arrow, you chuck bits of lead out with it. I saw this guy down south use one. It's quite interesting.
Oh, I might have to look those up. But I'm more well. You see, I haven't ruled out the idea of us talking our way out of this and debating with logic and goodwill towards all creatures.
and persuading Teb Notton to leave everyone alone.
Well, yes,
Easy.
quite.
Given our previous encounters with his minions, do you think he would be inclined to talk? We have killed several of his followers, have we not?
Well, in self-defense, yes. Well,
Yeah.
I understand. It's really unlikely, but really, could we forgive ourselves if we didn't at least try?
Well,
We might not live that long for that to have that luxury.
why don't you do the talking? If that doesn't work, my fists can do the talking.
Back to the sock puppets again. Okay.
But I don't think we should all go in together. I think perhaps if you want to go in and offer to parley, and we will be close by in case Teb Notton has other ideas.
Oh, you're thinking maybe sort of hiding in the bushes or...
Yes, hiding in the bushes. That old tactic.
Trouble it that now. Yes, I can see your thinking, but it doesn't look very good, does it?
Yes, it looks fine because we're hidden. I mean, it doesn't look good when we launch our attack from the bushes, but
Okay. Well, yes, and do you remember the last time we tried that when we went to the lodge and they saw you both anyway?
even so, as a
Semantics.
in principle, yes, because it did not work. But the tactic was sound, I think.
Okay.
But I don't think we should all
So-
just walk in there and show all our cards, as it were.
So you think I should walk in and you all hide?
I mean, I will walk in with you. I'm not hiding.
Yes. I think you should not be alone because that would be suspicious. If they see a man alone, they're going to ask, where are his friends? That is their first question.
That's a good point. And you know what I think? And Owen will look at Tenpenny and say, yeah, I think Tenpenny would be a good... because Tenpenny then is speaking on behalf of Rokar, if needs be. What do you think, Tenpenny?
It's not a bad idea. I mean, I don't know that this can be solved with words. The captain seems pretty bent on it being iron diplomacy.
Well, yes, but from what you've said, you're not going to be going back and telling him how it was dealt with anyway, are you?
This is true.
And as long as it's dealt with, then if it's without bloodshed, I just think I agree. I think it's very, very unlikely, and I think we're all going to, be rolling for initiative or whatever the kids call it these days. But I think it's got to be worth a try.
A pincer movement.
All right. So just so I got this clear in my head, you want me to step up to Teb Notton with one of you guys, and the rest of you are gonna flank around the side. Have I got that right?
Well, with myself and Brother Amos, yes, and Otto and Lady Argentia will wait in the bushes. Yes.
All right. As you're having this conversation, you see, Tenpenny is looking a little bit nervous. And she says to you, all right, I'm not against it. It's a pretty good plan if I do say so myself. Just to warn you, Teb Notton, he's a big fella. I don't know exactly what he is, but he's big. Just know that.
Okay.
An easy target then.
Well, Brother Amos here has a little thing about him to make him a bit bigger.
That is very true.
This can go very, very inappropriate very quickly.
When I see you, I become engorged.
We are. All right then. Are we doing this?
Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. So, Owen, Brother Amos, and Tenpenny, you're going in to talk to Teb Notton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's Otto doing with Lady Argentia?
I think we should move around, skirting it slightly to their right flank, so that as they approach from the southeast, we are sort of coming in from the northeast.
Okay. You can certainly try that. But yeah. Yeah, sure. So, okay, so you start moving.
We will not be far away, but we will just be in a different direction. We're not all in the same line of sight.
Okay. So can I have a stealth check from Otto, please?
And it's 18.
18. Nice. Okay. Okay. And Amos and Orwin, are you being stealthy as you go up this trail, or are you just kind of walking brazenly up?
I say brazen.
Brazenly, yeah. We want their attention, but to talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So as you start making your way up this trail, Otto and Lady Argentia are moving around to the right. Can I have
it's worth? Oh, can I just say Alwyn will have his weapon stowed, so he's not looking aggressive. He's going to suggest that Tenpenny does the same. Brother Amos, it would mean putting his hands in his pockets.
I was just about to say I'll put my hands in my pockets.
No, you're fine because they don't know. They don't know.
Okay. Can I have a perception roll from Orwin and Brother Amos as you're walking up this trail?
12.
20.
Okay. Orwin?
12.
12, okay. Orwin, perhaps it's the wind or that you're just focused on the task you're about to perform. You hear nothing out of the ordinary, but Brother Amos, as you start coming up this rise, you do hear what sound? You do hear quite a low voice. It seems to be speaking to something. But you can only kind of hear one side of the conversation, and what you hear is as follows.
It's been several hours since Izzo set out. She must have failed by now. Go. Tell Radosek I need more men.
And that's all you hear.
Okay. But I think we should move towards the voice.
Voice? What voice?
I hear a voice.
Does
Coming
it
from
sound
over there.
a lot? Oh, right. Oh, I see. Yes.
Yes,
Oh, right.
this one's not telling me to kill myself and everyone else.
Makes a change.
Do you think it's who we're looking for?
I think it is.
Okay, we ought to call out to them then. Because if we surprise people, it might get nasty.
Yes.
Hello, Teb Notton! We're here to talk to you.
Okay. As you call this out, Orwin, you do not hear a response.
Hello?
You still do not hear a response.
You sure you heard?
Positive.
Okay, which way was it?
If you're asking me, it was further ahead on this trail, kind of just around the corner.
Further ahead on this trail, just around the corner.
Thank you. Yes. We'll keep heading then, in the general direction going out. It's fine. We're only here to talk. We're not here to, have any aggro.
Okay. And so, as you kind of step over the rise in the tree on this hill, again, kind of trudging your way through the snow as you do so. You come through a gap in the tree line, and you do see in front of you these 4 squat little igloos that Tenpenny had mentioned. Off to your right, you do see you also when I say to the right, I mean kind of it's more to the northwest, to the northeast, but you also see the entrance of what looks to be a cave. Beyond these igloos, you see kind of a row of spiked ice that seems to form a ring around a central glowing point that seems to be swirling and surging with some kind of energy.
I have a feat, identify spell.
Okay.
Would that apply here?
It would not. This is not a spell that's created this effect.
Can I take then? Let's see what I've got. A religion check. See what it is?
Sure. Give me. Wouldn't be religion. You can give me an Arcana roll though.
Okay, I'm not trained in Arcana.
You can give me a roll regardless.
Okay, it is -2.
Okay.
Rolled an 11, so 9.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know. You've never come across anything like this before.
Glowy thing.
You do kind of what you do notice kind of just behind these between the igloos and the swirling light, in addition to this sort of ring of ice spikes, there is also a very dead looking gnarled old tree.
Is it possible to go past but without going through the igloos?
I mean, you can go
Go
round
round
the
them.
igloos if you so wish,
Yeah.
in
I
other
think
direction.
That would be better. But hey, Brother Amos, you see that glowy, spiky thing?
Mm-hmm.
Last time, Otto and I encountered a glowy thing that was shooting up into the air. We had an encounter with a ghost.
Really?
It was quite interesting.
I assume Otto burned it.
No, we talked our way out of that one.
Oh, you talked your way out of it.
Repaired a crystal, we did a bit of maintenance, you know. It was fine. Did the place up a bit.
As you're telling this anecdote, Olwyn, you kind of start moving towards the igloos to move around them, and off to your right in the bushes, you hear a loud crunching sound, followed by a thud and a shout of pain from Lady Argentia. Otto, you've been sneaking through this little bit of brush with Lady Argentia, and as you've gotten close to kind of this open area, you've seen the cave, which I assume is what you were making a beeline for.
Mm-hmm.
And as you were doing so, Lady Argentia took a step on something just in front of you. Seemed to be a loose rock or something, but she tumbled to the ground and she's clutching her ankle. Oh, that son of a bitch!
Be quiet. We're close. Let me have a look.
Owen's going to run in her direction.
Okay, you rush into the brush where you heard this coming from, and quite quickly you do see Lady Argentia sprawled on the ground, clutching her ankle, and Otto trying desperately to get it to be a bit more quiet.
Are you alright?
I think so. Just turned my ankle something fierce, possibly a sprain, but nothing more than that.
Glad we brought you along.
Yes.
She sits there for a second, just sort of massaging the ankle and flexing it. And eventually, she is unharmed. She does appear to be unharmed, and she gets back to her feet.
Do you know what? I kind of think that the whole sneaky thing's not kind of blown now. We might as well all stick together now. What do you think?
I think we should give up any pretense of hiding, but I still like the idea that we're coming from two directions.
Yes, okay. Yes. Alright then. If you two are okay doing what you're doing.
Yes, I'm fine. Sorry.
That's alright.
She rolled a 1 on her stealth roll, in case you're wondering. What.
We have we followers of Caden Kalian have a saying: shit happens.
Indeed, it does.
Alright, well, you two sure you're fine over here?
Okay.
We will give up any pretense of hiding.
Okay. So,
do you know what? I'm going to suggest that if you're not hiding anymore, Tenpenny, why don't you stay with these two? And Brother Amos and I will carry on the way we were going.
Yes.
all right, if you say so. Tenpenny will make her way over to Otto and Lady Argentia in the bushes.
Okay. Head back then.
Okay.
To where we're going.
Okay, and yeah, so these igloos, the nearest one to you is maybe 10 feet in front of you, but you can sort of squeeze round them if you so wish.
I've got this horrible thing. I just don't want to be in the middle of them.
Okay. So what are you guys doing here? What's the plan now?
Skirt around them and head for the cave mouth.
Oh, you're heading for the cave mouth. Gotcha.
Ultimately, I think. Well, that seems.
Yes,
to
I
be
think
the
that's what we should do.
destination.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you start skirting around the edge of the igloos, Olwyn and Brother Amos, you see emerging from the bushes on your right hand side Otto, Lady Argentia, and Tenpenny, and you've all kind of convened just outside the entrance to this cave.
Yes, we're all here fine. Who says that splitting the party is a bad idea? Seems fine to me.
So far, so good.
Shall we go
Proceed
in?
into the cave.
And remember, we don't know anything about what happened to Izzo or anyone else. We never saw them.
Okay.
Well, self-defense.
No, we just never saw them. He won't believe self-defense, but he might believe she's just gone missing.
Okay. So as you enter this cave, this is a fairly natural-looking cave. It certainly hasn't been made by hasn't been worked. Is what I'm trying to get at. But as you enter, there's actually a surprising level of luxury inside this cave. There are 2 bear skins that cover most of the damp floor, and around the edges of the cave, there's sort of crates and barrels and all sorts of other things. The ceiling itself rises 15 feet overhead, and you can actually see that there are icicles forming on the stalactites. Seem to be frozen condensation or something. But beyond that, you see nothing inside here.
Okay, does the cave go in further, or is it kind of like just a large opening?
Give me a perception roll.
10.
This is quite clearly the end of the cave. As you look around, you do notice that on one of the crates there is what looks to be a small lockbox.
Okay, go over to it and check it for traps.
Okay. Give me a thievery roll. Oh no, because I'll make that for you, don't I?
No, you need to. My perception is 5, by the way.
Okay. And
Impaired.
you inspect this lockbox. It does not appear to be trapped, but it is locked.
Okay, does anyone have any tools for opening things?
Should we really be doing this? I think we should find Mr. Teb Notton first and speak before we start opening his personal effects.
Well, I'm looking for clues to where we might find him. I'm not, but
You're just nosy.
yeah. All right then. Put it back down.
Okay.
Where I found it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we can have a look in the igloos, I suppose, but they seem a bit small. Tenpenny, you said he was big. Would he be too big to fit in one of those igloos?
Yeah. He couldn't get in one of those without breaking it.
Whereas this cave is perfectly ample for a man of a creature of large dimensions. Although a rather feminine decor for my taste.
We can I mean, we could just wait here, because presumably you'll come back at some point.
Yes, we could.
Yes.
Unless, I mean, Otto, you were concerned he would go past us and attack the lodge.
Well, I wasn't concerned about it. My plan was that we would let him go past us to attack the lodge, and that's when we would let his forces go past us to attack the lodge, and then when he was here, weak and sitting on his own, that's when we would attack him. We attack his base after he's launched his attack.
But Brother Amos, you heard something, didn't you?
I did. I heard voices coming from over there.
And yeah, now that you think about it, the voice did seem to come from the general direction of this swirling light.
It's over there by the swirling light. I heard voices.
Let's go and have a look at this swirling light.
I mean, is it possible that this swirling light is Teb Notton? We don't know what he is. Is that what... Do you know that, Tenpenny?
No, that's not the case.
That's not how he looks.
It's not.
Ever.
Well,
He's
He
big.
doesn't-
He's big, but he doesn't look like swirling light.
Right.
but Otto, you're good with your magic-y stuff, aren't you? Do you know anything about this light? I don't.
Well, I could perhaps. Is it an occultist thing, or is it a magic thing?
You can give me an Arcana roll if you like, Otto.
Arcana. I'm not very good at Arcana.
Yay!
11.
Okay, yeah, you don't know.
I don't know.
That's okay. Gonna walk up to the light, keeping about. How far away are the spikes from the light?
So the spikes themselves, they're kind of splayed outwards. You know, kind of a bit like a wooden stockade palisade type thing. You sort of look at it. You're not sure. You think that kind of the inner ring of these spikes is probably about 15 feet away from the actual column of light itself.
Okay.
Sorry, if it wasn't clear, this ring of spikes goes all the way around the outside of this kind of circular area, but there is a gap on kind of the southeast corner.
Okay, so there is like a pathway.
Yes,
to the light.
there is a pathway, and it is just beyond this pathway that there is this gnarled dead-looking tree.
Okay. Gonna stay just outside the ring of spikes and call out to the light. Hello, we're looking for Teb Notton.
Okay. And as you say this, Olwyn, you hear a voice.
Looking for Teb Notton, are you?
Yes, we've got some important things to discuss. We want to parley.
You match the description of the meddlers I was warned about. You are not welcome here. Leave.
Well, we're trying to avoid bloodshed, and all that.
I say
It's not
again,
going to turn nasty.
you are not welcome here. Leave this forest and never return.
Who's saying this? That thinks they own the forest?
I am. My name is Teb Notton. This is my place to guard. You are unwelcome here. Leave.
Well, we've been looking for you to try and put an end to all these problems. What is it you actually want, other than for us to leave? You know, that's a bit obvious and getting a bit tired now. But, you know, what is it you actually want?
The business of the White Witches is none of your concern. Leave this forest.
It is because our friends are dying. That makes it our business. So come on. What do you want? What are you looking for? What's your motivation, darling?
There is nothing you can offer me.
Well, that's a big assumption, isn't it? You don't know what I can offer you.
Very well. Offer me your life. Throw yourselves on one of those icy spikes there.
What would be the point of that?
What reason?
What would that? How would that help anything?
Yes.
You asked what I wanted. I want you to leave. If you do not, I will destroy you.
That sounds like fighting talk to me.
Alwyn is going to lean over to Otto and whisper in his ear, "Why don't you fire your flamey thing into the light?"
Shall I give that a go? Are we close enough for me to produce flame into it?
15 foot, apparently.
You can be if you all want to be kind of just on the outside of the ice ring. You can.
Yes, I will produce flame, and I will say, Teb Notton, look, we can do this to help you warm up, and I'll produce flame.
Okay, and you're throwing it into the light.
Yes.
Okay. You begin casting produce flame in your hand, and you flick it towards the portal, towards the swirling light. Sorry, and as your flame approaches the swirling light, there's a very slight sucking sound, and it vanishes.
Ooh.
Not the light, the fireball.
That doesn't usually happen. There's plenty more where that came from, Mr. Teb Notton, if that pleases you.
If that's really your name.
Is that so?
Well, you're not being very accommodating. I mean, we've come here in good faith, trying to talk to you, and you're being a bit of a dick.
I see no reason to talk with vermin like you. Leave.
No.
I think, do you know what I think? That that cave, I think that could do with a lot of warming up.
Oh yes, let's just go and warm the cave up a bit.
Let me just get that lockbox first.
There's plenty there to take with us when we
Yes.
go.
Okay. So is that your plan? Are you going back to the cave?
Back to the cave.
Back to the cave. I'll win and pick up the lockbox, walk out of the cave again, and nod to Otto.
Okay. What's Brother Amos? What are you doing at this point?
I'm standing here and staring down Teb Notton.
Okay. Who you can't see. You don't know where this voice is coming from.
I'm staring in the general direction of where the voice is coming from.
All right. So you're staying by the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or when you're outside the cave, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. And Otto, you've just got inside the cave to start burning things.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, as Otto and Olwyn begin sort of move away from this ring of ice and start moving back towards the cave, the large tree in front of you, Brother Amos, suddenly shifts into the form of a large creature, sort of quite hunched over. Looks like it has sort of mushrooms or something growing from its back, and it carries this wicked-looking spear. And you see it grin at you for just a second before it leaps towards you. Okay. What's your AC, Brother Amos?
18.
18. Okay. So, sort of, before you can react, this creature has slammed its spear into you, dealing...
How far away is it? Because I want to use Liberating Step if I can.
Oh, you're not in range of that. The cave mouth is about 40 feet away.
Right, okay.
You take, Brother Amos... you take 14 points of piercing damage as this spear just slams into you. And at this point, I think we should roll initiative.
Ooh. See, he's got mushrooms on his back. He sounds like a fun guy.
24.
13 for our win.
Am I rolling as well?
Yes. Roll your initiative.
12.
So that's 12 for Brother Amos. Okay. Alwyn, what was yours?
13.
13. And Otto?
24.
24. Nice. Okay. So acting first is going to be Otto. So kind of just as you're going into the cave to start burning the place down, you hear Brother Amos shout out in pain. What would you like to do?
Now, this creature that's attacked him, that transformed from a tree, does it still retain the properties of a tree? Is it a sort of wooden creature?
I mean, you haven't seen what's happened. You've just kind of, because there's kind of a couple of trees and things in the way. But all you know is you've heard Amos cry out in pain.
Oh, well then I will head in that direction. I'll move towards Brother Amos.
Okay.
And see what I can see.
Sure. What's your speed, Otto?
20 feet.
20 feet. Okay. So because of the thick, heavy snow, as previously mentioned, everybody is moving at half speed. So 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet. Sorry, two actions of movement will get you 15 feet away from Brother Amos, and you can now see this this creature towering over him with a spear sticking through his shoulder. And you take a look at it. It doesn't look like it's made of wood, but you do notice that it's got these kind of mushrooms growing on its back.
Well, if I've used up two of my goes to just get there, there's not much else I can do. Apart from stand there and stare at it in stupefaction.
Okay.
You can draw a weapon or draw a bottle of lightning.
Oh yes, I have my bottle of... Can I throw my lightning bolt in a bottle at it?
You can't throw it because it takes an action to draw it, but you can certainly take it out and have it ready.
Oh, draw it out and have it ready.
Okay. Okay, so end of your turn. We're around to Lady Argentia. Sort of hearing this, she draws her sword, and she's going to move in your direction as well. And again, because of the heavy snow drifts, she kind of gets to about the same place as you are, Otto. That's the end of her turn. We're back round to Teb Notton, who looks at you all and says, "Well, I tried to ask you nicely. Now pay the price." He moves away from you, Brother Amos, towards Otto.
Right.
And he's going to attempt to stab you with his spear. Okay, that's going to be a 22 to hit on Otto.
I'm guessing Otto is further than 15 feet away from me now as well.
Yes, he is.
Forward. Yeah.
My AC is 15.
Okay. Otto, you take 14 points of piercing damage as Teb Notton slams this spear into you. And he pulls it back and is going to do the same thing to Lady Argentia, who's next to you, Otto. 25 minus. Just gets a hit on her. Okay. Nasty strike on Lady Argentia there. And what you notice is that although Lady Argentia was still 10 feet away from him, he was still able to hit her quite easily. He's got these quite long, gangling arms that can sort of reach out. But that's the end of his turn. It's Tenpenny, who is going to, sort of seeing how thick the snow is, she takes out her crossbow. She loads it, and she's going to make an attack. And you see the bolt sails past Lady Argentia and sticks straight into sort of Teb Notton's hide, as it were. Okay, that's the end of her turn. Alwyn.
So how far away is Teb Notton from Alwyn?
From Alwyn, he is 5, 10, 20 feet, and you'll be in melee range.
So with a speed of 25, it's going to take me 2 actions to get to him, isn't it?
It is.
Can I get within 10 feet of him with a single action?
No, you can't.
Bugger.
Well, actually, no, you can't. Sorry.
Right. Action 1, draw the longbow.
Yep.
Action 2, loose an arrow.
Okay, roll the attack.
10.
Yeah, 10's not going to cut it. You loose this arrow, and it seems that although it looks, his skin looks quite tough and leathery, and the arrow actually shatters as it hits him.
Okay, and last action. Bugger. Go on, I'll try loosing another arrow.
Okay, roll the attack.
So taking into account the -2 for volley and -5 for second attack, that is actually 17.
Oh, 17 is exactly what you need.
Ooh, good on. 3 points of damage.
There we go. Nice. Another nice arrow strike. This one, you sort of draw back a little further to get a bit more power on the shot, and you do this time pierce through.
Okay, that would be me.
Okay, that's the end of your turn, Brother Amos. We're on to you.
How far away is the creature now?
You are within 5 feet of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, well then, a flurry of blows.
Okay, roll the attacks.
23.
23 is going to hit.
And then 18.
Is that with your minuses?
14.
Okay, so the 23 hits, the 14 does not.
Is there a minus on the flurry of blows?
Yes, because you're still making 2 attacks, and they both use your multiple attack penalty.
Okay. So 5.
Okay.
Do I add the 5 to my melee strike? Don't I?
It's 5. So yeah, it's the damage dice plus your strength.
So that's 12.
12. Wow. How did you get 12?
Wait,
from
plus
5?
plus my strength. Sorry. 8. Sorry, I was looking
8.
at my melee strike.
That is okay. Okay, nice. So, end of your turn. No, you've still got stuff to do there, brother. Once you've got 2 actions left.
Powerful fist.
Okay. Roll the attack. This one be with -8.
Yeah. That's an 8.
Unlucky. Yeah. So the first strike, you get a good solid hit in. The other 2, you're starting to realise exactly how thick the skin of this thing is. And your last 2 strikes don't do anything. I think you still have an action left, Darren.
Yes. I'll go for another powerful fist.
Yes, you can. It's flurry of blows that you can't do more than once on a turn.
Yeah.
So you can do another powerful fist.
9. 16.
16, yeah. 16 is going to miss, unfortunately. Okay, so one good strike and then 3 not so effective.
3 flailing about.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of Brother Ramos's turn. We're round to Otto.
Well, I have the lightning bolt in a bottle ready. I will hurl it at Teb Notton.
Okay. I'm assuming that you're going to throw it in such a way that it doesn't hit your friends or yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Roll. Give me an attack roll, please, Otto. Add your strength to it. No, add your dexterity to it.
Add my dexterity to it. Then it's 9.
9. Okay. So you don't. As you sort of throw this vial, it does skitter past Teb Notton. It doesn't hit him, but it does break on the wall of icy spears behind him. And as the vial breaks, there's a jolt of lightning that blasts out from around it. That does hit him a little bit, so he does take a little bit of damage from that.
Then I will go back to my old favourite and produce flame.
Okay, roll an attack there for me.
What do I add to it for producing flame?
Your spell attack bonus.
A spell attack.
And this will be
So
minus 5 because it's your second attack of the turn. No, sorry, bear with me.
Aim for the mushrooms, Otto. I'm peckish.
If it is a penalty, would it not be agile?
Well, I mean, I don't think it is because spell attacks are weird. It does have the attack trait, so it will take the multiple attack penalty. However, I don't see why it wouldn't be agile. So make your produce flame roll. You'll have a -4 to it, Otto.
In that case, it comes to 21.
Oh, 21 is enough to hit. Roll your damage.
And is it 4 plus the 4 plus
4 plus your charisma bonus.
4 plus charisma, which comes to 7.
7, okay. So as you launch this ball of fire, Teb Notton turns around with the spear, and as you loose the ball of fire, his eyes actually go wide for quite considerably for a moment. And as you hit him with this ball of fire, there is a mighty roar of pain, and the fire washes over him far more effectively than perhaps you were expecting.
Well, that'll teach you to poke me with your spear.
I think that's the end of your turn or so.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're round to Lady Argentia, who is first up going to move towards so she can engage it. She moves up to a position where she's flanking with you, Brother Amos, and swings her sword. Ooh, natural 20 on the first hit. And the second one is a 12. So she sort of rushes up with the sword. You see her grasp it in two hands and hack it down onto Teb Notton, almost executioner style. And she cuts quite a way through him. And does quite a nasty amount of damage. And she sort of pulls back and goes for a second strike. But this time he sort of lifts up his free hand and kind of catches the sword in mid-swing. That ends her turn. We are back round to Teb Notton. Okay, and you see, sort of as the last of this fire burns off him, Otto, he turns around. He turns around to face you again with his spear, and he says to you, in a much less confident voice than he was using a moment ago. He says to you,
You'll pay for that! You'll pay for that!
and he turns round, slams his spear into you 3 times. We've got a 27.
My armor class is 15.
Oh, that's a critical hit. Okay. So, Otto, you take... That's a bad damage roll. 34 points of piercing damage.
34 points. Is that me dead?
Nope, not quite. I think it takes you to 0 hit points. Does it take you to 0 hit points?
I would think 34. I've already got 14, so isn't that 48 points of damage I've just taken?
No, it's 34 you've just taken.
But I took 14 before with his first strike.
Oh yeah, but yes. So in total you've taken 48, but that's
Yes.
not relevant right this moment. So as he slams his spear into Otto, Otto collapses to the ground once again, and sort of seemingly buoyed by the fact that the fire is no longer a threat. He looks around at the rest of you and says,
Alright. Who's next?
You'll move away from Lady Argentia and Brother Amos towards Olwen and Tenpenny. Gets himself right between the two of you, and he's going to make an attack towards Olwen.
Of course.
19 to hit.
19 is exactly what I needed, yeah.
Oh, okay. Olwen, you take 12 points of piercing damage as he slams this wicked-looking spear into you once again.
Ow!
Okay, that's the end of his turn. We're round to Tenpenny. Tenpenny is first of all going to drop her crossbow. She's then going to manoeuvre so she's flanking Teb Notton with you, Olwen. Second action is draw her longsword, and third action is attack with it. And you see she hacks into Teb Notton's back after he's pulling the spear out of you. He takes a bit of damage, and it's quite curious as he started to move towards you. It was like his skin was trying to knit itself back together, but there was something that was stopping it from doing that. Anyway, that's the end of Tenpenny's turn. Olwen.
Well, we need our fire starter, our twisted for a starter. How far away is Otto from Orwin?
Otto is 5, 10. Otto is 20 feet away from Orwin. So 15 feet, 15 feet, and you can be next to him.
Oh, 50. Right. So my speed is 25. Is that one action to get next to him?
It's 2 actions because you're at half speed and we round down.
Shit. Okay. So 2 actions to get to him. Drop the bow. Draw a minor elixir of life.
Okay. That's going to end your turn there, Orwin.
Oh, sorry, no. 2 actions to get next to him. Drop the bow. Lay on hands.
Okay, lay on hands. So Otto, you get 6 hit points back, and you wake up again face down in snow with a big hole through your shoulder.
Don't die again, because next time it's probably going to be permanent.
I'll try not to make too much of a habit of it, although that advice comes a bit late, I think.
Am I right in thinking that Otto has the wounded 2 condition?
No, it's only wounded 1. Actually, no, I don't think he has wounded because you've given him magical healing.
Okay.
When I get that feeling, I want
But
magical
still, you know,
Healing.
But still, stop dying.
Thank you. I am once again indebted to you, Alwyn.
Yes, well, nobody's keeping count. That's 10 now.
Brother Amos, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to drink my minor elixir of life.
Okay. So that's D6 health back to you.
D6. 2.
Okay.
Every little helps, I suppose.
It does. It's better than 1. And
But not as good as 3.
If it's relevant, you also have a bonus to saves against poison for the time being.
Okay. Now I am. How far away am I from Teb Notton now?
Teb Notton is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet away.
Okay.
And obviously, moving at half speed, you can only get 20 feet towards him.
I'm going to move 20 feet towards him.
Okay. 20. It's going to end your turn. So we're round to Otto. So
Perhaps.
Otto, you are awake, but you are face down. You are still on the ground.
Perhaps I should drink my minor elixir of life as well.
Okay. If you want to do that, absolutely go ahead.
I'll do that. What does that do for me?
It's 1d6 healing.
1d6. And I throw a 1.
Oh, mate, unlucky.
It did,
It's a duff batch. Clearly, where they've been sat for so long, they've lost their potency.
did me no good whatsoever.
Well, no, did you 1 hit point good?
1 hit point. Well, every little bit helps, I suppose, when I'm down so low. And I'm on the ground. So can I produce flame, or do I need another action to get into position?
So it's going to cost you an action to stand up, and drinking your elixir of life, it's an action to draw it and then an action to drink it. So yeah.
Well, I need to do both those things. I don't know what to do with the third action.
But you can stand up. That would be your third action.
No, I drink the potion, then I stand up, and then I've got to...
Ah, yeah, but you've got to take your potion out. That's one action.
Oh,
Drinking
right.
the potion is your second action.
No, that's me done. I've restored myself 1 health point and stood up,
And stood up.
ready to get knocked down again.
Well done, Otto.
Okay, we're round to Lady Argentia, who is again sort of going to move after Teb Notton. 1 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet. She rushes up to Tenpenny And as she does so, she sort of catches Tenpenny's eye, and she says, "All right, just like we practiced." And she goes for one longsword strike. That's 19 to hit, which is going to hit. You'll notice that the cold iron sword doesn't seem to be having any particular effect on Teb Notton. Okay, it does take
It's
another
been oversold to us.
nasty cut. Yeah, Teb Notton's beginning to look a little bit ropey at this point. With that, it's the end of her turn. We're round to him. He makes an attack at both Tenpenny and Lady Argentia. Natural 1 against Tenpenny.
Yay! Oh, is that a critical fumble card then?
Not doing critical fumbles for enemies. Just the heroes. It's more fun that way, I think. And the second one is going to hit. Okay. And you watch, he sort of stabs at Tenpenny. Tenpenny dodges out of the way, then sort of wheels the spear round and almost backhands Lady Argentia with it. Was not a move that she was expecting. She takes a lot of damage there.
Is she within 15 foot of me?
She is.
Or are they both? Oh, well, Teb Notton would have to be within 15 foot of me as well.
Yes, he is.
Okay, liberating step. So she gains damage resistance equal to 4.
There we go. Nice. Okay. So as he kind of hits her with the spear, for a second it looks like she's about to kind of drop to the ground. Owen, your intervention seems to have kept her standing on this occasion.
Get away from her, you rotter!
End of Teb Notton's turn. This time you do see some of the injuries that he sustained knit themselves back up. It's Tenpenny, who is just going to make 3 attacks against Teb Notton. Okay. And gets 2 good strikes with her longsword. And actually, pretty much all the damage that just closed itself up looks like it has opened up again. If that makes sense. End of Tenpenny's turn. We're round to Olwyn.
Okay, how far away is Teb Notton from where I am?
You can be in melee range with 1 move action.
Okay, can I be flanking with someone with 1 move?
You cannot. You would need to move. Actually, no, you can't. No, you can't.
No. Okay. I'll just use the 1 action to get within melee range, though.
Okay.
Second action, I will draw the rapier, seeing that the swords seem to be having a good effect. And third action, I will attack with that rapier. No, I won't. That was 12.
Unlucky. Yeah, you.
I've been rolling shit all night.
Your sword scrapes off the back of Teb Notton. Sort of turns at the last second and it pings it to one side. Okay, that's the end of that. Brother Amos, it's your turn.
I'm 20 feet from him, am I?
No, you are. You can be in melee range with 10 feet of movement.
Okay. So I'm going to drink my Juggernaut potion.
Oh, okay. You drink your
Yeah.
Juggernaut elixir. So what that does, when you drink that, you feel your body become infused with strength temporarily, and as you drink it, it does have quite a gravelly a gravelly texture to it. And then as soon as you drink it, you feel yourself begin to glow with health. So what you get with that, Brother Amos, is you get 5 temporary hit points for a minute. And you also get +1 to any fortitude saves you have to make.
Okay.
The downside to that is you take a penalty to will saves, perception checks, and initiative rolls. For that
Okay.
minute.
So I have 1 action left.
It would have been 1 action to move up, 1 action to draw the potion, 1 action to drink it.
Oh, so I'm done.
Indeed. But you have made yourself a bit stronger there. We're round to Otto.
I'm going to produce flame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm near enough, aren't I?
Yes, you're within range for produce flame.
So I will produce flame. So I'll make an attack roll.
Indeed.
9.
Is that 9 total?
9 plus
Your
my
spell attack.
spell attack. 15.
15, yeah, it's not enough. Again, you sort of launch this ball of fire. Teb Notton turns around, sees it. Again, you see a familiar look of absolute fear in his eyes, and he's able to just kind of duck out of the way of it, and it slams against the rock wall behind him. Okay.
Don't know what to do for another go. I could retreat a little bit. Yes, I will move. I will move back 10 feet.
Move back 10 feet. Okay. Obviously, while staying within range of Teb Notton. Just about, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so end of Otto's turn. We're round to Lady Argentia. So first up, she moves to her left so that you can get the benefits of flanking Orwin. And she's going to make 2 longsword strikes.
And so can she, presumably.
Yes. Oh, I think that might be a crit.
Yay!
Yep. So first strike, she absolutely hacks in again with another critical hit, dealing 8 points of damage. Teb Notton's really starting to look quite rough at this point. Sort of staggering on his feet, starting to flail around a little bit. Okay. And the second attack, again, she overcompensates for her movement a bit and swings wide. But we're round to Teb Notton's turn, who is going to... first off, he's going to make an attack against you, Brother Amos, with his spear. Oh, 27 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits. I'm at 18.
Oh, not a critical though.
Not
Thankfully.
quite.
Regardless, you take 8 points of piercing damage. So those temporary hit points are gone, and then you take 3 points off your whatever you
Yep.
had for. Okay. Second strike he makes at you, Orwin,
Okay.
and that's 21.
Yep, that's a hit.
That's 13 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
And his third action, kind of seeing that Otto has stood up and is launching flame at him again, he sort of flicks the spear into like a throwing motion, and he's going to throw it at you, Otto.
Oh,
Ooh, 14 to hit.
I have AC of 15.
Oh, so you see him loose the spear, and it's coming directly for you. You get the sense that if this hits, it's probably going to go straight through your chest. And essentially, you use your dwarven form to stop, drop, and roll, and it skitters past you and lands in the snow. And there's a
Phew,
growl.
that was a close one.
There's a growl of frustration from Teb Notton as this happens. But we are round to and 10 is going to move so that she's flanking with you, Brother Amos. And she's going to have 2 strikes. Okay, she just rolled 2 natural 20s in a row.
That is hard to believe.
It is. I wish I could show you, but that's what happened.
Oh, we believe you.
I tell you what.
We're not going to question that.
So Tenpenny sort of hacks in just as Teb Notton finishes throwing this spear. She first up slams her sword in a thrusting motion up under Teb Notton's arm. There's a howl of pain. She seems to have hit something vital. She draws the blade out. Looks over at Lady Argentia, who gives her a nod, and Tenpenny sort of moves in a pirouetting motion that you've seen Lady Argentia use before. And as she does so, she brings her scimitar across Teb Notton's throat. There is a shink sound, and then a sound of a lot of liquid hitting the floor, followed by a thud of a body. And Teb Notton falls to the ground and dies. And that is where we're going to end for that session, folks.
Woo!
Yay!
Yay!
Teb
We're
Notton.
grown now.
His behaviour was really Teb not on.
Tales from the 20 Side is a Feagle Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by hooksounds.com. Find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.